Crypto news today from Amassers.com. Visit our site for cryptocurrency news updated 24/7, technical analysis, and our exclusive crypto market sentiment indicators.
Guys, once again, this is Alfred from Amassers.com, and I just thought I'd pop in here really quick because I see some interesting things going on, and I want to cover looking very quickly at the gold price, looking at de-dollarization. Is it really over? Has Donald Trump spanked everybody and now de-dollarization is over? I don't think so. And I want to show you guys in the data. I wish to share valid numbers and data so that you can make better educated decisions, but those will be your decisions. This is for educational purposes only, and I'm not a financial advisor. Blah blah blah. Y'all know what y'all know what it is. Okay, now let's get to it. Okay, I want to start right here. There's something really interesting that went on today, and this is our Forex screener, and you can see right here guys are buying the British pound, selling the US dollar. Here guys are buying the euro, selling the US dollar. Here guys are buying the New Zealand dollar, selling the US dollar. Here guys are buying the Australian dollar, selling the US dollar. Here guys are buying silver, which is a commodity, selling the US dollar. Down here you can see on this side guys are selling the US dollar and buying the Swiss franc, and over here you can see guys selling the US dollar again and buying the Japanese yen. Now I want to play you guys a little clip where it's Donald Trump and he is talking about the beauty of a weaker US currency. Now,
so when we have a strong dollar, one thing happens. It sounds good. But you don't do any tourism. You can't sell tractors. You can't sell trucks. You can't sell anything. It is good for inflation. That's about it. And we have no inflation. We wiped out inflation. But it's an interesting question. So I will never say I like a low currency, but you remember the battles I had with the yuan, with China and with Japan, Japan being the yen. They always wanted a weak currency. They're trying to get a weak currency now. Now, it doesn't sound good, but you make a hell of a lot more money with a weaker dollar. Not a weak dollar, but a weaker dollar than you do with a strong dollar.
okay, now you just heard his opinions on the beauty of de-dollarization, and we see weakness in the dollar all across here. Let me show you guys a little tweet that he done a while ago, and you can tell he's not only referring to the activities that are going on in our country, but he's talking about punishing somehow in some type of tariff-based trade war other countries who want to work with BRICS countries. Let's pull up a chart. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. You can see we're pretty much inside of this same market maker zone that I put up on Twitter at the top of the week. You guys can check that out. It's at Trader Alfred at twitter.com. And right now, really not a lot of action going on. Now, you would think, and fundamentally this should be the case, that if the dollar is weaker, then Bitcoin should be stronger. And it is pretty strong. We took a look at the fearmonger earlier, and it's pretty strong. It's just, this is a huge market and many pieces to this puzzle and this little clockwork machine. So it's not always as simple and cut and dry as some would like to make you believe. Here's gold. I really wanted to talk about gold yesterday because we saw this huge push down as guys are selling gold. Generally what this means is we're entering a risk on environment. I'm not sure that that's what's happening here. We're definitely maintaining the value of gold here, And I want to point something out. Gold is a $20 trillion plus asset. So Bitcoin and crypto in and of itself is coming along and moving very fast, but it's nowhere near as large or as proven the market as gold. Now, this is something else I wanted to show you guys. This is what really concerns me. This movement here is on the Dixie. Well, a better explanation would be the dollar index. This is an index of all of the currencies against the dollar. And you saw on our screener, everybody was selling the dollar. And you see it reflected here on this chart. Again, this should be good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin should be reacting positively to this. And what we're seeing is this tremendous weakness on the dollar. And you guys know I love to play these giant wicks down here. So somebody jumped in from the market and pulled up a little stability in the US dollar. That has to happen. Now let's take a look over here. This is euro versus US dollar. This is the exact polar opposite. And this is money moving out of the US markets being moved into European markets. This may be ahead of the meeting with Trump and Russia. And really, these are moves like really we usually wouldn't see movement like this in currencies. In a world where there's supposed to be stability inside of currencies and major commodities like gold and silver. This is what's happening. You can go back and look on that other video and you'll see similar things with copper as well. What I'm getting at is this, all of the kind of chaotic instability that's been going on right now. Now, this may push some to Bitcoin. Right now, we're sitting inside of that market maker zone. I'll do updates on Bitcoin throughout the week like I usually do on my Twitter at Trader Alfred. And you guys can also check out our fearmonger available at our site www.amassers.com. And I just thought there was some really interesting info here. If you want to be a counter trend trader, maybe there's something here to going short the euro, cause all of this area here makes a hidden gap, an invisible gap I like to call them, and we may have to come and fill that area. All of this weakness in the dollar, hey, at some point some guys are going to come in here and they're going to fill this invisible gap as well. The same can be said for gold, but I'm really interested to see where we're going now with Bitcoin. There's a lot of liquidity at 125k. There's a lot of liquidity also at 150k, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of guys speculating that it will not reach higher than those numbers. So we're going to see what happens there. If we break those numbers, hey, we could really start running. There's a lot of liquidity right now around 5k in ETH, and I think perceived value, because ETH is still under 5k. I just think that there's going to be some guys that are going to come in and they're going to want to decide where do we place our chips, and some guys are already starting to get excited again about Ethereum. That's all I had, guys. See you guys on the next one. Once again, this is Alfred for Amassers.com. See you on the next one. Peace.